He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since that tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Minash Mishra.
Om Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptayena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Aham Brahmasmi. Har Har Mahadev. Good morning, everyone, and good evening to the people from the other side of the world. So, welcoming you all to another beautiful session that is all about the Kalpavriksha, and especially talking about the Kalpavriksha and how is it related to the worldly things. We all know that, but how is it related to Shiva is something that yet to be known. So today we will be talking about the Kalpavriksha, then we'll be talking about how it's related to Shiva and how Shiva is in another form. And at the same time, towards the end, I will be guiding you with the mantra as well as how to do that. Very easy, very simple, not much of a too much to be done with that, but yet very powerful and effective. So Kalpavriksha, what do you mean by that as per you? Kalpavriksha hota kya hai? So if you can type something, that would be a good start. And might be I will also be knowing like, okay, people are awake. Okay. So wish fulfilling tree, then okay, so quite a good. Trees with boons, wish fulfilling tree, like Kamadhenu. Okay. Okay. So there is a wish fulfilling tree. So the most common way of knowing about Kalpavriksha is it is known as the tree which can fulfill all your wishes, right? So you should plant one each at your homes. So when we didn't knew where to find it, and tomorrow being like the Purnima again, like all the people, those who started the Shravan Mass from Purnima, it will be tomorrow. They are going to be having the last Monday of that. So it started with Mahasomvar, ending with Mahasomvar. So a great time. So I thought like, okay, so all these people have done a good sadhana during their Shravan Mass. So why not give them a seed to plant at their homes about the Kalpavriksha that should take care of all their wishes. And when I was thinking what to do, this thought appeared like, why not this? So I said, okay, let's go ahead with that. So as you all know, and beyond the Kalpa. So what Rajanji says is Kalpavriksha is something that is beyond the Kalpas, means the 4 yugas that we are speaking of. And Kalp ke bhed se pare jo hai, wo hai Kalpavriksha. Okay. So we all have understanding about that, yet how many Kalpavrikshas do you know is the question. And then Kalpavriksha has 3 specific mantras, one related to Lakshmi, the second related to Krishna, and the third related to Shiva. So today we have taken up the mantra of Shiva. So we will be starting with that. So we'll be introducing, like initially, I'll be talking about the Kalpavrikshas, and there are 5 Kalpavrikshas total. So we'll be talking a little bit about that also. So सारे चीजों के बारे में बात करेंगे. So you have a clear, simple, profound knowledge about it. And at the same time, you will know the mantra as well. So are we all set and ready? Very good. So at least a thumb or a sign or something. So okay. Okay. So Ushadi jumped out of her stage and said yes. Okay. So Revati ji also, Annapurna ji. Okay. Chalo. So I saw a few people on the stage, on the Double ji also. Okay. So let's begin with the introduction of Kalpavriksha. So as you rightly said, बहुत सारे लोग जैसे जानते हैं इसके बारे में, सुना हुआ है. जानते हैं ये तो नहीं कह सकता, लेकिन सुना हुआ है. Like at least you people have heard about it, and by hearing to that, that's how you came to a conclusion that Kalpavriksha is all about a tree that fulfills your wishes. Absolutely yes. Kalpavriksha often is referred to as a wish fulfilling tree, or the tree of life, or the tree of the world, or creation, that you can say. It holds a very, very important significance in our Vedic scriptures also. So to start with the stories of the Kalpavriksha, like as we all know, majority of us have heard this story. And that is one of the earliest mention of Kalpavriksha comes and appears in the story of the Samudra Manthan. So we all know, like when the Devatas and the Asuras came together to do the churning of the ocean to bring out the elixir of life, at that time many things appeared, and one of them was the Kalpavriksha. So during this cosmic event, Kalpavriksha emerged from the primordial waters along with the Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu and Kalpavriksha appeared together. The divine cow that fulfills all desires, and the divine tree that fulfills all the desires. Some of the other traditions that we come across, they also identify Kalpavriksha with the Milky Way, Akash Ganga, or the birthplace of the star Sirius. However, when the tree came out, Indra, the king of Devas, brought this miraculous tree to his heavenly abode and planted it in his paradise. So it was taken by Indra and was planted in paradise. This is what we all know. Yet there are other stories about it. One of them being, another version of this story suggests that the Kalpavriksha originally grew on earth. कहाँ पे था पहले? It was originating from earth itself. Then when if it originated into earth, why is it not there anymore? And we have a very simple explanation for that. Originally it grew, but was later transported to Indra's realm or heaven after people began to misuse its wish granting powers for evil purposes. मनुष्य की बुद्धि जितनी, जो चीज मिल गई उससे फिर अच्छे काम में लगाए, फिर बुरे काम में लगाने लगे. So they started misusing the powers of it, and that's why it was transported and taken back to the Swarga or the heaven that we can speak of. And in the Indra's Devaloko, as I said, there are 5 kind of wish fulfilling trees, and their names are, that exist actually in the heaven. Their names are Mandana, Parijata, Santana, Kalpavriksha, and Harichandana. So these are the 5 wish fulfilling trees: Mandana, Parijata, Santana, Kalpavriksha, and Harichandana. Each of these trees is believed to have different powers and powers to fulfill different kind of desires or wishes. With the Kalpavriksha is in the center of it, and it is mentioned in our scriptures that is located on the tip of the Mount Meru, and it is exactly in the center of the 5 celestial gardens of Indra. The abundance provided by these divine trees led to constant battles between the devas. अब आप देखे होंगे, कई बार आपने सुना होगा कि देवों क्या और असुरों का संग्राम हुआ है. That is also because of this one thing that is called as the wish fulfilling tree was one of the major reasons why the asuras wanted to have it, because the asuras looked as if they were living in poverty and the gods were living in utter affluence. So that discrimination that we see is also mentioned there, what we see in the world now. They see all the lower class people, they're already trying to reach out to something else. So if you look at the entire story, when we unfold it slowly and the secrets are revealed, you will see that it's all us, it's all we. Okay. So now, there is another story that is very, very rarely known, very less known fact that you can say about it. And many of you might not have heard of it as well. How many of you know Asak Sundari? Okay. So many of the people know Asak Sundari because she is none other than the daughter of Shiva. Right? But how did Asak Sundari came into existence? So that's where you will be coming to know. In another tale, Kalpavriksha plays a role in the story of Asok Sundari, who was created from the tree to keep Parvati company during the time of loneliness. ये कहा जाता है कि पार्वती जब अकेले रहती थी, शिव जब ध्यान में उतर जाते थे, वो तो युगों तक वापस नहीं आते थे. So in that time, Parvati wished to have a daughter, and the wish fulfilling tree that the Kalpavriksha created, Asoka Sundari, the power of Kalpavriksha. And at the same time, it is there is another story that is actually related to that. Additionally, to take care of the Kalpavriksha form, no. There is another story in that. Okay. So some mythology in our another part of the mythology, it is described that Shiva and Parvati entrusted their daughter. Now, you know one daughter of Shiva, her name is Asok Sundari, right? Now, there is another mention of Shiva's another daughter, right? And in that case, what happens is, when this Andhakasur was there, right? So Shiva and Parvati entrusted their daughter Aranyani. Have you heard of this name? Aranyani is something that very many of the people don't know, but I will tell you who she is actually. So Aranyani jo thi, she was again another daughter of Shiva and Parvati. And when this war against Andhakasur was going on, Shiva and Parvati entrusted the Kalpavriksha to keep Aranyani with her. And Parvati requested the tree to nurture Aranyani with safety, wisdom, health, and happiness, ultimately transforming her into Vanadevi, the goddess of the forest. So Aranyani और कोई नहीं है, वो शिव और शक्ति की ही पुत्री है, जो कि वन दुर्गा या वन देवी के रूप में पूजित होती है. Right? So in mythological instances, if I say Vana Durga, then it raises eyebrows because its story is pretty different. But Aranyani or the Vana Devi is a very lessly known fact about that she is also the daughter of Shiva and Parvati. So look at this, like Parvati entrusting that tree to provide knowledge, happiness, wisdom, and all the gunas, that is health, happiness, safety, wisdom. When Parvati is entrusting a tree with her daughter, that it has the potential to give all this. Now think of the mantra, what it can do for us. Of course, it will take care of all the 4 parts of our lives. हम जीवन के 4 चीजों को जो जानते हैं, धर्म, अर्थ, काम, मोक्ष. So all these things are even possible. So when we look at Kalpavriksha, generally we think like this is all related to the worldly things, right? कि संसार में हमको जो भी चाहिए, जो हमारा इच्छा पूर्ण कर दे, वो कल्पवृक्ष है. हालांकि उसके और उसके परे भी बहुत सारे चीजें हैं. There are many things beyond and different than that. Yet now we understand that the Kalpavriksha, also known as the wish-fulfilling tree, holds a significant place in our mythology. The concept of Kalpavriksha is symbolic of abundance, fulfillment, and the divine grace of the gods. Yet, in the context of Shiva, the Kalpavriksha is not just a tree, but an embodiment of Shiva's infinite compassion and power to grant boons to his devotees. जब हम कल्प वृक्ष को सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक वृक्ष के भांति देखते हैं, तो हमको ये लगता है कि हमारे संसार के जितने सारे इच्छाएं, मनोकामनाएं हैं, उसको जो पूर्ण करता है वो कल्प वृक्ष है. लेकिन कल्प वृक्ष को अगर शिव के रूप में देखा जाए, तो शिव की अनुकंपा, उसकी जो ध्यान रखने की शैली, उसका जो कृपा, उसके जो तरीके हैं, वो सारे एक कल्प वृक्ष के भांति हैं. And we will be decoding all those things. And you will be amazed to know another story where and how Shiva is connected to the Kalpavriksha. So that is something beautiful. So let's understand few more stories about this. Especially, ये कहानी तो आपको पता थी कि कल्पवृक्ष कैसे आया, वो समुद्र मंथन से निकला. Now, कल्पवृक्ष को शिव के साथ जोड़ के देखते हैं. The Kalpavriksha, when associated with Lord Shiva, is believed to have originated from his matted locks, jata. Now, when you look at the jata, if you have seen the dance, any pictures of Shiva when he's dancing and his matted locks are flowing in air, how does it look like? Right? And if you remember, I have a long time ago, recently I saw one of our oldest recording, like many days ago, a recording was there where I was saying, like when I was talking about the Nataraja and what that jata means and why that Ganga is flowing. If you remember, the jata, when the Ganga is flowing, it's like you should become like that, so ecstatic in your happiness, so divine in yourself, that even your matted locks become like the river Ganga, and whoever comes and even sits with you washes away their sins. आप उस भांति बन जाना जिस भांति आपके साथ भी कोई अगर बैठता है ना तो उनकी मुक्ति हो जाए, उनका पुण्य फलित हो जाए। Yet a little bit ahead of that, जैसे हमने कहा कि like the Kalpavriksha originated from the matted locks of Jata during the cosmic dance of creation and destruction. जब शिव नृत्य करते हैं ना, तांडव करते हैं, आनंद तांडव. And we have also spoken about 12 different tandavas of Shiva, right? So if you remember that, and out of that, while Shiva is dancing out of his ecstasy, it is also considered to be a way how the Kalpavriksha should be. It is said that when the gods and sages sought a way to fulfill wishes of humanity, Lord Shiva, in his boundless compassion, created the Kalpavriksha. He infused it with his divine energy, making it capable of fulfilling any desire, both material and spiritual. ये शिव के अनुकंपा से जब देवी देवताओं ने मनुष्यों के हित के हेतु जब प्रार्थना की शिव से, तो शिव आनंद तांडव करते हैं और वो तांडव करते हुए उनके जटाओं से एक कल्प वृक्ष निकलता है, जो कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ not only for these worldly things but also for the spiritual development is very, very important for all of us. And we are talking about that Kalpavriksha. And then the Shiva Kalpavriksha mantra is believed to have been revealed to ancient sages during deep meditative states and sadhanas. This mantra encapsulates the entire, you can say, like essence of Shiva's infinite generosity and the ability to manifest desires. It is said that chanting this mantra with pure devotion can bring about the fulfillment of one's deepest wishes, just as the Kalpavriksha does. Again, like who else have been using this mantra? अगर ये जानना है कि इससे पहले ये मंत्र किसको दिए गए, तो in the ancient times, Rishi Vashisht gave this mantra at the Pushkara Tirth for the benefit of mankind. ऋषि वशिष्ठ ने जन कल्याण हेतु ये मंत्र को दिया था, कहां पे? एट द पुष्कर तीर्थ. बिफोर दैट, लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा इनिशिएटेड रावण ऑन दिस मंत्र. स्वयं ब्रह्मा ने रावण को यह मंत्र दिया था, जिसके हेतु अगेन रावण वॉज एबल टू क्रिएट सो मेनी थिंग्स इन सच एन आइलैंड ऑल्सो. And if that was raising your eyebrows, before that, even before Brahma gave this to Ravana, the same mantra was given to Muni Durvasa by Lord Shiva. अब ये मंत्र को पहले दुर्वासा को दिया गया था, किसके द्वारा? स्वयं शिव के द्वारा. And yet it was again secluded and hidden. But later on, when the sages again went into their deeper practices, this was revealed in their sadhana. And that mantra is something that we are going to reveal today. Yet before we reveal that, the mantra I give you, I will like to tell a little bit more about this. The benefits of chanting this mantra would like fulfillment of desires. Everybody knows that the mantra itself is like bring about the manifestation of one's desires. आपके सारे इच्छाओं को पूर्ति करने वाला है. Divine protection. Chanting of this mantra invokes Shiva's protection, safeguarding the devotee from negative influences. Spiritual growth. It helps in deepening the devotee's connection with Lord Shiva, leading to spiritual awakening and growth. Apart from that, it brings mental peace. Regular chanting of this mantra brings mental peace and emotional balance as it aligns the mind with the divine energy of Shiva. So we all know like the meaning of this Kalpavriksha, but I want to dive a little deeper than that, wherein we would like to compare the Kalpavriksha along with Shiva. how and what all the ways Shiva can be connected to the Kalpavriksha. I think this is something that nobody speaks of. Even if you go and search for it, you won't find it. So, shall I begin? Good. So the Shiva Kalpavriksha mantra carries a deeper esoteric meaning as well. Esoteric means rahasyamay, that is secret, that is not spoken, that is not shared. Kalpavriksha as the mind. पहले कल्पवृक्ष को अपने मन के भांति देखते हैं. Kalpavriksha as the mind. In spiritual terms, the Kalpavriksha represents the mind. Just as the tree Kalpavriksha fulfills desires, a disciplined and focused mind can manifest reality. Shiva, as the master of the mind, is invoked to bring the mind under control and to harness its power for fulfilling righteous desires. अब शिव को क्यों बुलाया जाता है? क्योंकि मन जो हमारा है उसको भी ये माना जाता है कि वो एक कल्प वृक्ष के समान है, और जैसे वो कल्प वृक्ष के समान है, जब शिव मन के भी परे हैं, अगर आप उनको इन्वोक करते हो, देन दैट पावर विल ब्रिंग so much of stability within you, as well as that attractability within you that fulfills all your desires. Then Shiva as the source of all desires. Kalpavriksha के साथ कैसे जुड़े हुए शिव? Shiva is the source of all desires. Shiva as the Kalpavriksha symbolizes the ultimate source of all desires and their fulfillment. In his form, he is not just a passive granter of wishes, but the very essence from which all the desires appear. शिव सिर्फ और सिर्फ ऐसे कल्प वृक्ष नहीं है कि जो कि आपके इच्छाओं की पूर्ति करते हैं, लेकिन आपके अंदर जो इच्छाएं भी जागृत होते हैं वो भी शिव है. Now you can ask me, then why some people have good thoughts and some people have bad thoughts? Some people want to help humanity, some people want to destroy it. Of course, very simple. It is like the gunas that you have developed. If you have developed the sattvic guna, you are working towards the path of spirituality, you are transcending yourself, or you want to do the goodness, it will arise that kind of thoughts within you. If you want to destroy the world, it will arise that kind of thoughts within you, because Shiv nirgun nirakari hai. He is beyond all the gunas. Just like a petrol does not matter whether a driver is driving it safely or doing a rash driving. Whether it is running on the highway or running down the hill, the petrol does not think of it. Its work is only and only to provide the power. And the responsibility lies on the driver where it is driving. इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि शिव ने सबको बनाया और सबको मुक्त कर दिया. He created everything and made everything free. Now it's your desire. Why should you always be running on my desire? It's your desire. Do whatever you want to do, and my work is only to support you in whatever you want to do. Because if you are creating something good, you will create your own path. If you are destroying your path on the destruction, you will destroy yourself. And that's how the process of creation and destruction goes out hand in hand. आरंभ ही अंत है, अंत ही आरंभ है. That's the cycle of life and death. So Shiva is not only the one who can grant you the wishes, but Shiva is also the one who creates those thoughts within you. So when you accept that, okay, so if Shiva is the source of my thought, what kind of thoughts do you bring out? आपके अंदर कैसे विचार आने चाहिए? अगर आपके अंदर शिव को आपने स्थापित कर दिया, if you have invoked Shiva within you, you should see like your thoughts will be like that. If you have not, you know what kind of thoughts goes on in your mind. And majority of the thing, the entire human race or the entire creation or anyone that can think, this thought itself can make it or break it. We all know that. One fine day, Navneet ji morning, subah uthte aur bolte, I can win over the world, jumps out of the bed and he's full of energy. And says, okay, I will do this. And he goes out and does seva, helps people, even does his job and still earns good amount of money and takes care of everything. And one fine day, he is not able to drag himself out of the bed. Now, who gave these thoughts? Yet, during these thoughts, you have to understand one thing, the power of your will. What is will? The will of the God. What is the will of the God? The will of the God is always there with you. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. What it is saying, the mantra itself says it is all about the benefits of others, of everyone. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu niramaya means everybody should like be away from Maya. And until you are away from Maya, you cannot help anyone. दे वही सकता है जो मुक्त है. The one who is free can give. The one who is attached cannot. दे ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि उसको लगेगा अगर मैंने दे दिया तो मेरे पास क्या रह जाएगा. वे संतु निरामया. May everybody learn that it is all not only mine, it's everyone's. Right? So वो बुद्धि कहां से आती है आपके अंदर? Until and unless that kind of thoughts generate within you, until and unless Shiva appeared within you, even these kind of thoughts are not possible. And if it is showcasing within you, if you are realizing all these things within you, I believe that the awakening of Shiva has happened. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. May everyone behave in the right path. And that's how all these things, even if this mantra comes to you, you have to remember all these points. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. कि हमारे दुख जो है वो तो दूर करने के लिए भवानी है. वो माया जो शक्ति है, जो आदि शक्ति है, वो तो है ही है हमारे दुखों को दूर करने के लिए. लेकिन शिव के ज्ञान से जो मुझे प्राप्त हुआ है, उस ज्ञान से मैं ये चाहूंगा कि सारे जग का कल्याण हो, क्योंकि शिव कल्याणकारी देवता हैं. Okay? So it is just like, as I said, Shiva is not just the one who can fulfill your wishes, but he is the source of all the thoughts that you have and the desires that arise within you. This means that all the worldly and spiritual desires are in fact manifestations of divine will of Shiva. To seek fulfillment through him is to align oneself with the cosmic order, understanding that true fulfillment lies in unity with the divine. इसका मतलब क्या है? That if I understand that Shiva is the source of all the wishes, and Shiva is also the one who is going to fulfill all the wishes, what should I do? The very simple way to achieve anything and everything in this world and beyond is to align yourself with the divine itself. Because when you surrender to the divine wish and will, all the things can be taken care of. It is just like this. There were two leaves that fell into a river. One leaf was attached to the tree so much that it did not want it to go. The tree was on the bank of the rivers. So the two leaf fell. One leaf out of its attachment was trying, no, I should not go away. It was trying to get attached to the world, get attached to the tree. And yet the stream that was flowing, the river that was flowing with the current, that leaf was trying to go against the flow. And it was saying how hard this world is, how rough the path is, and how bad the God is, that it has given me all the problems in my life. And then the other leaf was there, lying down flat, floating with the current, enjoying the show and saying, wow, what a beautiful path, what a beautiful place, and what a beautiful God. If you know this art, see, everybody has to fall. You have to go away. How many days, how much time would you be sticking to that tree, the tree of this world? We all will fall. But when we are falling, as I said, are you falling or you are dancing while falling? Is your falling a destruction or your falling is merging? So it all depends how we are and that's where all these thoughts, all these things, what are we doing here? We all have different kind of thoughts. The only thing that we are trying to invoke here is the thoughts of the divine. When you realize that it's not only for me, it's not only mine, जब तक खुद के लिए पकड़ के रखोगे ना, सारी परेशानियां हैं. And let me add a little story to this between before I move on. Just याद आ गया कुछ एक कहानी. So there was like, see how our conditions are in this world. So there was a guru and there was a student. So guru and student were traveling. When they were traveling, they reached to a certain place or a kingdom where the king was very benevolent. So when they reached to the kingdom, the king invited them, they took care of him. And while returning, the king gave a golden brick to the guru. The guru, when saw the golden brick, was too excited on that day. He kept the golden brick hidden in his bag, never told the student, and he started walking along with them. Everything was done, so they have to travel further. So they started traveling. Now the guru, when they were traveling in the forest, the guru is holding the bag very tightly. The student has never seen the guru in such a condition. The student asked him, what is the case? What happened? The guru said, nothing. Everything is fine. Let's go. But when he was in the mid of the forest, the guru was so fearful. He was asking the student, is there any fear in this jungle? Is there any trouble in this jungle? Are there dacoits? Are there thieves? Are there luteras in this jungle? The student is now worried, like, what happened to my guru? He has never spoken in this way. And today he is all worried. अरे जो योगी है उसको जंगल से क्या भय और योगी को मृत्यु से क्या भय और जो जिसे मृत्यु से भय है वो क्या खाक योगी है. And that in that place the student could not bear it because he has never seen his guru and his guru was not some fool, but today he was acting as one. So he was holding his bag, looking into it again and again. So the student thought that there is something hidden in this bag. That's the story why this fellow is so fearful today. So walking, the teacher felt thirsty. So he said, okay, so let me go to the stream and drink a water. I'm keeping the bag with you. Take care of it. You know what the student did? He opened and saw that there is a brick of gold in that. And he understood, oh. So this is the thing that is making this fear appear in the guru. What he did? Brought it out, threw it out into the jungle. वो सोने का जो ईंट था उसे उठा के जंगल में फेंक दिया और दूसरा पत्थर उसके अंदर डाल दिया. He just took a stone and put back into the bag. And when the teacher came, he said, oh, my bag. He says, take it. And the guru, with the weight of it, he thought, everything is fine. And he started walking. And it was evening. And when it was evening, the guru could hear the sound of some galloping of the horses. By listening to that, he's now fearful. He's asking, are there dacoits around? I can hear the sound of the voice. Is there any fear here? Then the student looked at the guru and laughed. He said, no, there is nothing to be feared about. The teacher says, why? Now, because I have thrown away the fear long back. क्योंकि मैंने तुम्हारा जो डर था उसको कहीं फेंक दिया है. So the teacher says, what do you mean? Now look into your bag. So when he opened and saw that there is a rock in that, he brought out and he started laughing. He said, you idiot, you should have told me that you have already thrown back. For this stone, I have been worrying about and fearing even after you have thrown that out. तूने उसे फेंक दिया लेकिन मेरे अंदर का डर अभी भी मेरे अंदर चल रहा था उसको ये सोच के कि वो पत्थर नहीं सोना है. तो शिष्य कहता है, अगर बोल देता तो आपको पता कैसे चलता कि क्या माया में आप फंसे हुए थे. How would you even would have realized that even that stone was giving you the fear just like the gold? But my question is, what about the gold? Would the gold go with you? Does it really have the power? Rather than your freedom, it was giving you fear. Now tell me, did I do the right thing or not? And the Guru laughed and said, now you understood what I wanted to teach. And now you have realized that if that Maya can hold me, it can hold you. So be aware, never to get into this. Now, that was a brick in the bag. Now, what kind of bricks are we carrying in our lives that has created that fear? What are we carrying? और लगता है कि अरे रे रे डकैत तो नहीं है, जंगल में कोई डर तो नहीं है, कुछ ये तो नहीं हो जाएगा, कुछ क्या लेके आए थे? दिया राजा है ना, गया तो राजा समझे, धन उसका था, it was his who gave. Why should I be worried? वरी तब होता है जब आप उसको अपने साथ जोड़ लेते हो. You are only worried about the things that you have attached yourself to. Whether this you have attached yourself to this body, the body gives you pain. You have attached to all the people around you, that becomes a pain. You have attached yourself to car, vehicles, money, dhan, gadi, naam, pad, all the things, even to the chair that you are sitting. If you say this is mine, you know what is happening. You are limiting yourself to one thing. And that's where we say, जिसका कुछ नहीं होता उसका सब कुछ होता है, और जिसका सब कुछ होता है ना उसका कुछ भी नहीं होता, because he has to leave it. So what you should do? Shall I not earn money? Shall I not live a good life? Absolutely. When you go to a restaurant, they give you food in the plate. You don't carry the plate to home, right? You go to the restaurant, they give you the food, they give a plate, you eat the food in the plate, you leave the plate and go. You don't carry the plate, oh, my plate. Similarly, in this world, what all has been given, enjoy that. But why are you worried about, like, okay, so let me keep it, let me carry it, this is mine. क्या होगा अगर वो प्लेट को लेके बाहर आए और टूट गया, तो आप भी साथ में टूट जाओगे. Remember, asango, nirvikalpo, nirakara rupo, that's what your true self is. You are not attached to anything except you have a false notion that you are attached. Just like the false notion that stone had on that Guru. He was thinking the gold is still there. How about us? So if we realize that part of it, then only the Kalpavriksha can work on us. Because Kalpavriksha is not, मैंने एक चीज कहा था, the Kalpavriksha originated on the earth, but was taken away. Why? Because of the ill intentions of the people. The same Kalpavriksha is all within us, but is taken away because we have started to think ill of others or to do something. Or so, my dear friends, always remember, go to the finest of the restaurants, eat the lavish of the food, never carry the plate, nor the table, nor the mat, nor the lights, nor the crockery, nor anything. Just enjoy the meal. Similarly, enjoy the life. Don't worry about the plates. आप जाके ये होटल में जब पहुंचते ये नहीं कहते कि प्लेट कहाँ है, प्लेट कहाँ है, वो लेके आते हैं. तो संसार में जब आए आपको ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं, उसको बोल देना कि भाई देख खाने आया हूं, I am here, you take care. Then people will say, oh my God, but the things in my life. हाँ तो ठीक है ना. Still you believe in that hands. You say, whatever is happening all around, I am not going to leave you this time. आपने मुझे बहुत भटकाया है और मैंने खुद को भी बहुत भटकाया है. I have been roaming around and you have also made me roam. But this time, all the tests, all the exams, I am going to pass with distinctions, because this time I will not allow you to fail me, and this time I know you will not allow me to fail. And that's where the Kalpavriksha comes to play. Are we there? You see, the first thing Kalpavriksha does is brings peace within you. So are we talking about the Kalpavriksha? Until and unless, see, these are not new things, but thinking about it again and again, the same kind of thoughts, bringing those thoughts of it. It's like taking care of that seed, taking care of that plant, taking care of your own self in this space, in this realm, yet knowing that you are all connected to that divinity, that power that is all compassionate and is all blissful with you. And if you are attached to that, you should be happy, you should be blissful, you should be connected with that divinity in such a way, because we all know there is a typical statement, Haribhai, that I was I was just sitting yesterday, I wrote one sentence that, are you running towards your problems or you are running away from your problems? And many a times I see that people are running towards their problems, not away. In the thought that they are trying to run away from their problems, actually they are running towards the problems because they are thinking too much on that only and they are creating more of it. So what is the way out? अरे भाई भागना है तो उस तरफ भागो जिस तरफ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आप प्रॉब्लम की तरफ ही भाग रहे हो. And some people, भाई like I stunned. I see like we have been speaking that you don't need any reason to be happy, but people find out 1008 ways to be unhappy. जैसे शिव के सहस्र नाम है, ये सहस्र प्रॉब्लम ढूंढ लेते हैं दुखी होने के लिए. मुझे समझ में ये नहीं आता, व्हाई आर यू इन सर्च ऑफ टू बी सैड? अरे ये नहीं हुआ मैं दुख. अरे व्हाई आर यू सैड? व्हाट कुड बी द रीजन? एंड इट इज सेड, when one door closes, don't think all the other doors are closed. Just keep pushing, one will open. And at times, when you are pushing, the door is not opening, pull it. Mechanism would be different. So you have to be intelligent enough to know where to push and where to pull. एक छोटा सा बच्चा था, and always every day he used to go and knock on the door, tries to push it and open the door, never realizing it was a pull. Throughout his entire life, he could not open the door. क्या होता है हमारे साथ? And that's where we are pushing the Lord away. Let's pull it once. कि संसार के लिए सबको दूर करते चले जाते, एक बार अपने तरफ खींच के लेके आ जाए. Let's pull them once towards us. And that's what is the true essence of Kalpavriksha. It's not about pushing away all the things from you. संसार को अपने आप से दूर करने की जरूरत नहीं है. संसार के अंदर के शिव को अपने करीब ले आओ. Bring that essence of Shiva in this world, because if everything is it, what is not that? और कह देना दुनिया को जाके, आपके पास 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G हो सकता है, हमारे पास शिव जी है, and that's good enough. So coming to the next part of it, one was the Shiva as the Kalpavriksha के हिसाब से Shiva is the source of all desires. Then the second point is the transcendence of material desires. अभी 7 बजने वाले हैं, but I think like we all have time to speak, right? Okay, good enough. So the transcendence of material desires, desire से परे, while Kalpavriksha is traditionally associated with the material wishes, Shiva as the wish-fulfilling tree emphasizes the transcendence of material desires. In this form, he teaches the ultimate fulfillment is not temporary, worldly gains, but the realization of the self, Atman, and its unity with the absolute Brahman. The Shiva as a Kalpavriksha guides the seeker from lower desires to the highest spiritual aspirations. अगर शिव कल्पवृक्ष है तो वो क्या करेगा? वो संसार के इच्छाओं से हटा के आपका ध्यान, आपका मन उसके तरफ ले जाएगा. It will transcend you from small desires to the desire of the highest, the ultimate. And I believe that's what Shiva is all about. You see, what has he not? उसके पास क्या नहीं है? Yet sits like as if he does not care. सब कुछ है लेकिन बैठा इस तरह से है जैसे उसको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. हाउ डू यू सिट? हाउ डू यू सिट? व्हाट इज द इंडिकेशन व्हाई ही ड्रेसेस लाइक दैट? इट्स वेरी सिंपल. क्या उसके पास नहीं है? इफ ही वांट्स टू वेयर, लुक एट स्वर्णाकर्षण भैरव. He is all decorated, but in his essence of Shiva, what does he do? He says, it does not matter. I'm happy the way I am. And yet, that's what he says. You can be lost in the desire of this world, or the world can be lost in you. मतलब या तो आप अपने आप को संसार में खो दो, या तो इतने शिव जैसे बन जाओ कि पूरा संसार आप में समा जाए. Either you get lost in the world, or you become so amazing that the entire world merges in you. What are we trying to do? We are in the world. We are the worldly beings. What are we trying to do? We are trying to merge with him. Why? It's very simple. क्या शिव के पास बहुत कुछ है इसीलिए जाना चाहते हो? नहीं, शिव के पास कुछ नहीं है और इसीलिए हम जाना चाहते हैं. It's all because of that. जो राख बबूत लगा के बैठा है, we are crazy fellows. पता नहीं राख से क्या प्यार है हमें, लेकिन एक चीज समझ में आती है कमलेंद्र जी, ये राख से प्यार एक जन्म का काम नहीं था, इतने बार जले हैं कि अब तो राख से प्यार हो गया है. We have burnt ourselves so many times that now we have started loving the bhasma itself. कि अंत में यही पता चला कि जलना ही है, यही बनना है. और अगर यही सही तरीके से बने तो शिव के अंग में लग जाएंगे. We will become that, will merge into that divine. Now, what is Shiva doing? Shiva, as the Kalpavriksha, he transcends you from the worldly thoughts and the worldly desires to the ultimate. And I believe that's the true essence of Kalpavriksha. Then, in the third, Shiva as the eternal giver. Kalpavriksha is said to grant wishes endlessly. ये नहीं कि the Kalpavriksha appears in front of you and says, क्या हुकुम मेरे आका, बोलो 3 wishes तुम्हारे. And not even like the Trivacha. You have done the sadhana, the dev appears and says, okay, बताओ वत्स तुम्हारे क्या इच्छाएं हैं. अब वत्स अभी काउंट कर रहा है कि इच्छाएं तो बहुत है, आपने सिर्फ 3 कहा है, तो अभी क्या करूं. एंड भगवान भी बड़े चालू है, बोलते जल्दी बोलो. I only give you 3 seconds. Now tell me all your desires. Now he's thinking, okay, 3 seconds. अच्छा 3 सेकंड ही, 3 seconds हो सकते 3 सेकंड चले जाते हैं. और वो अंतर ध्यान. But that is all about the powers that we are desiring the world. But Shiva is an eternal giver. Just like the Kalpavriksha. Kalpavriksha does not say, okay, come with 1 list only. You can go with 10 lists. And when we are giving the seed of the mantra today, you can have multiple desires, but be aware whether you are lost in those desires or not. But if you desire the ultimate, that should be the ultimate desire. जैसे हमने कहा ना कि you cannot be free of your desires, but your desire can free you. So now, Shiva as this boundless grace and compassion. Shiva in the esoteric interpretation, मतलब गुप्त तरीके से अगर समझना है तो representing the unending flow of divine blessings. He is the ever-giving force in the universe, sustaining all of the creation. The continuous nature of giving also symbolizes the cyclical nature of existence, where creation, preservation, and destruction are ongoing process that ensures the balance in the universe. शिव यत्र तत्र सर्वत्र है, और यत्र तत्र सर्वत्र जो आपकी इच्छा है उसको पूर्ण करने का जिसको सामर्थ्य है वो शिव है. And what it is doing, he is not only giving you the power, just think of this: creation, sustenance, and destruction. Now, when you are in the process of walking on the path of spirituality, let's say you never die. Are you happy? Because if you never die, you won't merge. Ultimately, what will happen? You can have a long life. You can say like, okay, I am Jivan Mukt. Yet, in the Jivan Mukt itself, you will still be surrounding with all this drama going around. And whether you like it or not, whether you are standing in the sun, you will feel the heat. Similarly, as long as we are in this drama, we will be part of the drama. Even if you don't like the drama, people pull you into the drama. And sometimes people will push you into the drama. So whatever way. तो इसीलिए अगर शिव के साथ जुड़े हैं तो क्या करना है कि भाई शिव, बनाया तूने, चलाया तूने, लेके जा तू. You created, you are sustaining me. Now take me away. It's your job. I don't want to be here for long. मैं कोई रावण, अहिरावण, महिरावण नहीं हूं जो यहाँ पे हर दिन के लिए जीवित रहना चाहता हूं. नहीं चाहिए. प्रभु, खेल हमारा जल्दी खत्म करो, अपने धाम ले चलो. अब जैसे आभा जी ने पूछा था कौन सा धाम, अब धाम तो कई सारे हैं. हम कहते हैं कोई तुम्हारे धाम में मत ले जाओ, तुम्हारे अंदर ही ले जाओ प्रभु, और जरूरत नहीं है. एंड दैट्स वेयर शिवा एज द एटर्नल गिवर, he is just sitting there with his eyes closed. And you remember that song? वो इतना भरोसा करता है कि आंख मूंद के बैठा है. He trusts in you so much that he is sitting with his closed eyes. क्योंकि उसे पता है कि ये जो मेरे गण है ना, they will walk towards me even if my eyes are closed. And what is Shiva doing with his eyes closed? He is paving your path. And that's where we say, there is no path to Shiva. Shiva itself is the path. शिव के लिए कोई मार्ग नहीं है, शिव ही मार्ग है. And then he is the eternal giver. Then the fourth point, how Shiva can be related to the Kalpavriksha, the tree of Axis Mundi. If you don't know what is Axis Mundi is nothing else but the point which is known to be the center of the earth. जो पृथ्वी का जो center है उसको, that point in geographical terms it is called as the Axis Mundi, or the point or the center of it. How is Shiva like that? Esoterically, the Kalpavriksha is often seen as the Axis Mundi because it is on the top of the Mount Meru and it is there on the top of it, and Mount Meru is also known as the axis of the creation, the world axis or the center of the universe. That's why it is called as the Axis Mundi. Yet Shiva as the axis is the point where heaven and earth connect. शिव एक ऐसी स्थिति में है जहां पे संसार और स्वर्ग मिलते हैं. A space which connects the world and salvation. You see, you look at Shiva again. He has a family. He takes care of everything, yet not attached. And when he is not attached to anything, look at his family. लोगों को लगता है कि मैं सब कुछ कर लूंगा. हाँ, तुम्हारे करने से ही बहुत कुछ हो गया है, उसके कुछ नहीं करने से सब देवता बन गए. So क्या, shall we leave everything? No, I'm not talking about that. Because you will always choose. That's what I said, no? अरे भाई, now you are realize, जब मैं ये कह दूंगा कि शिव को देखो वो तो आंख बंद करके बैठा है, उनके बच्चों को देखो, सब बोलेंगे तो हम भी आंख बंद करके बैठ जाएं. That's where I am saying, people are not running away from their problem, they are running towards their problem. मतलब इन्होंने कह दिया अच्छा this is the easiest way, let's run towards that. अरे easiest way is taking you to that dumping zone. Belief, faith. Pass on this knowledge to them. They will on their own realize it. Or might be their time will come. They will realize it anyways. जिस तरीके से आपका समय आ गया है और आप यहां बैठे हुए हो, एवरीवन विल वेक, ऐसा कोई भी नहीं है। वो कुंभकर्ण भी क्यों ना हो, 6 महीने में तो उठना ही उठना है, वेदर यू लाइक इट और नॉट। वो कोई भी हो, इतना वरदान किसी को नहीं दिया गया कि वो सोता ही रहे, भले ही अहल्या ही क्यों ना हो पत्थर, फिर भी जागना ही पड़ेगा। सो यू सी ऑल द थिंग्स दैट हैव बीन टोल्ड, इट ओनली इंडिकेट्स वन एंड ओनली वन थिंग, whether you are a stone, whether you are an animal, whether you have been into bad karmas, whether you are the angriest, whether you are manipulative, whether you are the in the right path, whether you are in the bhakti path, ध्यान मार्ग, कर्म मार्ग, किसी भी रास्ते में जाओ, जागना होगा ही होगा। There is no way you can sleep forever in this stupor and dream in this maya of world. आपको जागना ही है। Best thing is looking at you. It seems like, okay, so these people are ready, they're awaking. And that's where we say, like Shiva is the connection between the earth and the heaven, or the material and the spiritual world. And he is actually the intersection between the world and spirituality. He is here and yet there. Similarly, you are here and at the same time there. You are now the intersection, means you are living a best way of living life. Whatever comes, you enjoy. Yet at the same time, you are on your path of spirituality. What is that? That's what is called as the intersection, or you are in the cross path of it, where you are in this and that also. जो है और नहीं भी, मैं यहाँ हूं और नहीं भी, तो मैं कौन हूं? Then who am I? Yes, exactly the word that you said within yourself. आप वही हो. Because what you think of yourself is what you are. Now, Shiva is the bridge between the physical and the metaphysical realms, embodying the truth that the divine is present in all the aspects of life and existence. This reinforces the idea that to know Shiva is to understand the interconnectedness of all life. शिव को समझ गए, इसका मतलब यह है कि जीवन के जो आधार है, स्वरूप है, द इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस विथ ईच अदर, you will understand that everything is Shiva. And that's where we say we are all interdependently independent. हम अपने आप में अलग हैं, but we are all dependent on each other. So what we say, we are interdependent yet independent. That's what Shiva is all about. He is in everything. So I am dependent on Shiva and yet I am that Shiva. That's where the Kalpavriksha works. And it says, okay, so now do you realize that the guidance, that's the idea, that's the knowledge, that's the wisdom that is flown in that way. And then you become that space which is connection between the world and the other world, the worldly things and spirituality. So shall I continue? ये लिस्ट बड़ा है, शिव के कहानियां बड़े हैं. So let's see how much we can go. So then, manifestation of Shiva as the five-fold energies, पंच महाभूतों के तरह जिसे, Shiva is known to manifest in 5 primary forms: as the creator, the preserver, the destroyer, the concealer, and the revealer of grace. अब शिव के ये 5 गुणों को देखो, मतलब अगर ये 5 चीजों को आप समझ गए, then you will realize what Maya is all about. What is he doing? पहला चीज क्या करता है? He is the, पहला काम कर लेगा, he will create, right? The energy is in a single form. वो एक ही है जो क्या करता है? क्रिएटर, बना देता है. Preserver, that takes care. Destroyer, he destroys. कंसीलर मतलब जो हाइड कर देता है, एंड द रिवीलर जो बता देता है। अब ये 5 चीजों के अलावा क्या बाकी है बताओ मुझे। 1 क्रिएटेड, 1 टेकन केयर ऑफ द क्रिएचर, 3rd डिस्ट्रक्शन, 4th कंसीलिंग माया, 5th रिवीलिंग ज्ञान। मतलब खुद ही आवरण में डालता है और खुद आवरण से निकालता है। माना जाए तो ये बात है, इफ यू come to the realization, it is the one who created and then concealed himself as you, then sustaining your world as you, forgetting that it is that, then finally it will destroy itself, its ego, by realizing the knowledge from whom? From himself. अब ये माया नहीं है तो क्या है? Means you are the creator, you are the concealer, you are the one who is taking care of it, you are the one who is seeking, and you are the one whom you will find. Then who are you? Now go to your life and look at that, what I'm saying. Every morning, look at it, but because अभी जो मैं बोलने वाला हूँ ना, हंस पड़ोगे आप. You will start laughing at your own self. Let me ask you a question. How many of you believe that you are an Atman, not this body that you are? है ना? पता है. लेकिन अगर चींटी ने काटा, if an ant even bites you, not your aunt, ant bites you. Now some biting ants are also there. I've seen that. So I'm saying that if a small little ant also bites you, अगर एक छोटी सी चींटी भी आके आपको काट लेती, कहाँ गया ब्रह्म? लीन हो गया. ब्रह्म शरीर में लीन हो गया. शरीर क्या ब्रह्म में लीन होगा? Now look at this case. You all know deep down within yourself that you are something beyond this body and mind. You are at times, even when you just close your eyes, you are sitting and you are blissful, you are connected to the divinity, you know that you are not this and not this, and this place is also not yours. This does not belong to you. Your home is somewhere else. You know that. Yet, you create something. क्या करते हो? एक बार, can you see the time? What is the time now?
7:18.
So what thoughts came to you? What thoughts came? Many thoughts will appear. अरे 7:30 हो गए, अरे कब खत्म होगा, अब खाना बनाना है, अरे नहीं मेरे को कोई मतलब नहीं, मैं तो यही बैठने वाला हूँ, बाकी जय. समझ गए ना शब्द? तो ये even you are, can you see you are creating that? You just looked at the watch, you had so many thoughts, whether you want to do something or not, you are deciding it. तो किसके मन से हो रहा है? Who is deciding all these things? Is you. And who is creating that thoughts? You. Now, when you are creating that, you have the power to stay or go away. क्या करते हो? You are sustaining that thought. Then, छोड़ दो सब, I'll just sit here, close my eyes, aham brahmasmi. What are you doing? You are destroying everything there. And you say, no, leave it, everything, and I'm just here. But at the same time, you forgot that ये पूरा ड्रामा करने वाले भी आप ही हो. You have concealed yourself. But again, with the knowledge that I'm not this. I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. Oh, so the gyan is appearing. So I am saying, oh, not this, not this, not this. Neti, neti. So who is doing all that? You, in your own self, have all the 5 powers to create, to sustain, to destroy, to conceal, and to reveal. Depends what role you are playing. If you have chosen the path to conceal, you will never be found. Nobody can help you. Because आप लुक्का छुपी में छिपने वाला कलाकारी दिखा रहे हो. And if you have accepted the path to reveal, in the hide and seek, you have chosen the path to seek. No one can hide from you. कितना देर तक छुपेंगे बताओ? And that's where I see Shiva being the, आप माया को किसी भी नाम से बुला लो, मुझे उसमें भी वही दिखाई देता है. And then you look at it and say, Acha, so today you are hiding yourself. Okay, but I am searching you, so I will find you anyways. So Shiva, as a Kalpavriksha, can you see he is doing everything? Kalpavriksha sab kuch kar sakta hai. It can wish anything, everything that you wish for. So Shiva in his all five powers is also can be connected to the Kalpavriksha. Shall I speak further or shall I jump to the mantra? Might be few more are left if you can give me some more time. And anyways, कल्प वृक्ष अपने जगह पे बैठा है, जिसको सुनना है लेना है ले ले, ना ले उसको क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है. There is one way. Either you ask the Kalpavriksha to give you something, or you become the Kalpavriksha to give. या तो आप शिव से मांग सकते हो या तो शिव बन सकते हो. चॉइस इज योर्स, बट स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस. सो पहले मांग लेते हैं. क्या मांगेंगे? उसी से उसी को मांग लेते हैं. We will ask him from him. And then the magic will begin. Okay, so you are Kalpavriksha. I am asking you from you. And then the magics unfold. So now, when we understand the Kalpavriksha, Shiva embodies the energies in a single form. वो एक ही है लेकिन सारे गुणों को रख के बैठा है. The tree's roots represent his grounding into the material world, preservation and creation. वो क्या करता है? अपने आप को, जैसे जड़ है, पेड़ का कोई जड़ है, उसी भांति शिव अपने दो रचनाओं से, क्रिएशन एंड प्रिजर्वेशन से, इट इज ग्राउंडिंग इनटू द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड. द ट्रंक ऑफ हिज इज द स्टेबिलिटी एंड स्ट्रेंथ. उसका शक्ति है और उसकी ताकत है. क्या है वो ताकत? कंजर्वेशन एंड कंसीलमेंट. उसको बचाए रखता है और उसको छिपाए रखता है. जैसे एक पेड़, जस्ट लाइक ए ट्री hides the fruit and flowers within itself, just like that the trunk is hiding the secrets of it within itself. And then Shiv ka jo next power is, and the branches reaching to the heavens symbolizes his transcendent destructive power and the ultimate revelation of divine grace. अब देख लो 5 गुण कैसे जुड़ गए ये संसार के साथ. एक 2 गुण हैं जो उसको संसार में जोड़े रखते हैं, दूसरे 2 गुण हैं जो उसको अलग करके रखते हैं, तीसरे जो गुण है वो आपको परे कर देता है. त्रिगुणातीत, द वन हु इज बियॉन्ड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. आर यू लर्निंग समथिंग टुडे? सो देन शिवा एज द स्पिरिचुअल गाइड. अब शिव के 5 तत्वों के बारे में जान लिए. अभी तक हम समझ लिए कि शिवा द सोर्स ऑफ ऑल डिजायर्स, द ट्रांसेंडेंस एंड द मटेरियल डिजायर्स, मींस उसको जो संसारिक जो इच्छाएं हैं उससे परे जो ले जाता है. शिवा एज द एटर्नल गिवर, द वन हु गिव्स एवरी टाइम. द ट्री एज द एक्सिस मुंडी, ही इज द सेंटर ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. देन द मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ शिवा एज द 5 फोल्ड एनर्जीज. 5 गुणों के हिसाब से शिव अपने आप को जैसे संसार में जोड़ के भी रखता है और संसार से मुक्त भी है. सो टिल नाउ वी अंडरस्टूड ऑल दिस. नाउ शिवा एज द स्पिरिचुअल गाइड. अच्छा, वो आपको कैसे गाइड करता है? एज द कल्पवृक्ष. So now in this case, Kalpavriksha is also a guide. मतलब a spiritual teacher in the form of a tree that stands firm and unwavering, offering shelter and wisdom. शिव एक गुरु के भांति कल्प वृक्ष के समान इस भांति है क्योंकि वो एक वृक्ष के भांति अचल स्थिर वहीं खड़ा रहता है और आपको अपने शरणागति और आपको छाया प्रदान करता है. इट गिव्स यू शेल्टर एंड प्रोटेक्शन एंड नॉलेज. सो कैन शिवा बी अ ट्री? एब्सोल्युटली, व्हाई नॉट? एंड कैन शिवा बी अ टीचर? यस, ही इज. Now, when Shiva in this form is the ultimate guru, the Adi Guru, who gives the seeker through the forest of worldly illusion. Look at the words that I'm using. Shiva is the ultimate guru who guides the seeker through the forest of worldly illusions, Maya, towards the light of truth. His presence as Kalpavriksha is a reminder that the truth, the path to fulfillment, is through spiritual awakening and self-realization. वो आपको ये बताता है as the Kalpavriksha that it is not only running towards the worldly things. संसार के जंगल में खो नहीं जाना. Don't get lost in the illusion of the forest of the world. What is he saying? He's saying that his presence is a reminder that the truth path, the true path of fulfillment is through spiritual awakening and self-realization. Sat Chit Anand. जब आप अपने सत्य स्वरूप को जानोगे, सत्य चित्त अपने स्वरूप को सत्य में जानोगे, आनंद, तभी आनंद की वर्षा होगी. And that's what Shiva is saying. As a guru, he is standing firm, he is standing still, he is waiting for you. All that you need is to run towards him. Sit and everything will be given. And that's where even Shiva can be considered as the Kalpavriksha. And now, the last one, the symbol of inner fulfillment. आपके अंदर का जो fulfillment है उसके भांति. Finally, Shiva as the Kalpavriksha symbolizes inner fulfillment. कोई बाह्य इच्छाएं नहीं, अंतरात्मा की इच्छाएं. The tree which bears all wishes is a metaphor for the human heart and mind. ये मनुष्य की बुद्धि और हृदय के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है. When alignment with Shiva, the individual really realizes that all desires are already fulfilled within. अब ये बड़ा मुश्किल काम है. अगर आप सही स्वरूप में अपने आप को जान लो, if you realize yourself in true sense, you will come to a realization that all your wishes have already been fulfilled. अब ये कैसे है, समझने वाली बात है. The inner tree bears the fruit of wisdom, peace and enlightenment, which are the true desires of the soul. सच में आपके डिजायर्स हैं क्या? कोई बड़े रेस्टोरेंट में खाना, या फिर से शॉपिंग जाना, और बाइंग दिस और दैट, और हैविंग इट और दैट. But the true essence, what you are seeking in these temporary things, is the happiness of your soul that wants a permanent happiness, not the temporary fulfillments of it. कोई भी, आप में से कोई भी, if I ask you, what would you choose? Temporary arrangements, मतलब जिसे जुगाड़ कहते हो हिंदी में, या the permanent state of bliss. And the one who connects with the source connects with the permanent source of bliss. And all these things that we have in our lives, तब तक जब तक उधर नहीं जुड़ जाते तब तक इसी से मजे. Let's be happy with the things that Shiva has sent for us, and yet we will send ourselves to Shiva itself. Are you getting that? Let my life, see Shiva, you have presented me with this life, right? What is your prayer? See Shiva, you have presented me with this life, and my life is a present to you. तूने मुझे तो ये दे दिया, अब मेरा जीवन ही तुझे अर्पित है. And that's how you live a life of peace and happiness in that space. And by turning inward and connecting with Shiva, one taps into the infinite source of contentment and joy. अगर आप अपने अंदर जो शिव है उसके साथ जुड़ गए, who can take away your peace? Who can take away your Silence. Who can take away your blissful state? None. And then, if you look at this, we actually used 7 points. How many chakras do you have? And in this, while describing Shiva in all the different forms, I was even speaking the same thing, that 7 points that I'm talking about is also related to your chakras. And then if all these qualities are of Shiva, all those qualities are already within you. The only thing you need to do is awaken your chakras. And the same way, if you awaken all those energies within you, you are awakening all the qualities of Shiva as the Kalpavriksha. And I will talk about the secret why these 7 and how they are related to your chakras in the next session that we are coming up. It's going to be an amazing one. I don't know, like when might be this Wednesday. We might start a little late. I'm not sure because I have certain work if I complete that. So most probably this Wednesday it will be there. And we'll be talking about the दो आपने कहा था ना कि last Wednesday का pending हो गया था. So I created an illusion. Some people said, oh, he said he will tell, but he did not. That was Avarana. Okay, so we will be discussing about the 12 Jyotirlings. How those 12 Jyotirlings are associated with your 7 chakras. Now, all the 7 points that we discussed about Shiva, how are they connected with this? What all I spoke, is the 7 points, how they are related to your chakras. And then, how to awaken that energy within you and establish those 12 Jyotirlings in you. Question of the people arises. There are 12 Jyotirlings, 7 chakras. How are you going to adjust it? That's my job. So come prepared for that. And now, when we understood all these things, the conclusion of if Shiva is the Kalpavriksha. The Shiva as the Kalpavriksha is the spiritual tool, or this mantra that we are going to give is the spiritual tool that will connect the devotee with the infinite grace of Shiva. It symbolizes the divine potential within every individual to manifest their desires through devotion, discipline, and alignment with the cosmic order. By chanting this mantra, the devotees will not only seek the fulfillment of their desires, but also aspire to grow spiritually under the guidance of Lord Shiva, the cosmic Kalpavriksha. What is he? Under the guidance of the cosmic Kalpavriksha, none other than Shiva himself. So now, I will tell you what are the requirements and the mantra of it. Requirements are very simple, nothing to worry. जैसे आप रोज अपनी पूजा पाठ करते हो, बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से करना है. कोई तामझाम नहीं है, कोई नियम लागू नहीं होता. But before that, before even I initiate you on that mantra, you have to chant 2 mantras. One is Namah Shivaya and Namah Shivayi. Namah Shivaya is for Shiva. Shivayi is a Parvati. So we will be chanting those 2 before I initiate the mantra for you. But before that, I will just give you the requirements that you have. So it would be easy. And don't worry, I will just copy paste this. I have written it down here. I'll copy paste this for you, like how to follow this. This is a very simple thing. First and foremost thing, anytime you do a mantra, devotees have to follow certain simple processes. That is purity of the mind and body. Before chanting, It is important to purify the mind and body by bathing and wearing clean clothes. साफ धुले हुए कपड़े और मन की मैल धोके बैठना चाहिए कभी भी मंत्र करते हो तो. Then the second thing is the sacred space. Because you people are already using a particular space, that has become your sacred space. The mantra should be chanted in a clean and sacred space, ideally in front of the Shiva Lingam or an image of Lord Shiva. ये जो मंत्र है, ये मंत्र पढ़ने के लिए आपके घर में अगर आप कर रहे हो तो आपके सामने शिवलिंग या शिव का कोई फोटो होना जरूरी है. Number of repetition, it is advised to chant this mantra 108 times daily, preferably during the early morning hours when the mind is calm and receptive. कब करना है? सुबह. Then offering, इसको क्या देना है? Devotees often offer bilva leaves, water, flower to Lord Shiva while chanting this mantra, symbolizing their devotion and surrender. क्या कर सकते हो अगर कभी मौका मिले? At least once in the Masik Shivratri. Haribhai, you can just pull out the calendar of Masik Shivratri. You can post it in the group so everybody knows that Chaturthi जो है वो शिवरात्रि के हिसाब से मनाया जाता है. At least on those Shivratri. When you are chanting this mantra, keep on chanting every day. Yet on the Shivratri day, what you can do is, you can just take water, pour on it and chant the mantra for 108 times. Or you take the akshat and you put it and you chant the mantra for 108 times. Or you take bilva leaves, if you have that, 108 times, put one each, chant the mantra. Or you can do like तिल जो होता है उसको भी एक एक गिराते हुए आप जाप कर सकते हो. So what happens is it is creating a more beautiful things for you. For example, if you are pouring water, वो शिव के प्रति आपका प्रेम बढ़ाता है और शिव को आपके प्रति ले आता है. जल, अगर आप बिल्व पत्र चढ़ाते हो तो पाप का नाश होता है, क्षय हो जाता है. ओके. अगर आप शिव के ऊपर दूध चढ़ाते हो, इट ब्रिंग्स एफ्लुएंस इनटू योर लाइफ. अगर आप शिव के ऊपर भस्म चढ़ाते हो, मुक्ति का मार्ग खोलता है. अगर आप शिव के ऊपर तिल चढ़ाते हो तो आपके पापों का क्षय होता है और आपके पूर्वजों का भी जो पाप है उसका क्षय होता है. सो इफ यू टेक एनी ऑफ दीज, you do it. But now you were doing it, but now you are understanding the value of those things, what you are doing out of it. ये किसी भी एक वस्तु से लेके कर लो, या तो पंचामृत करके डाल दो. पंचामृत डालने से ये होता है, when you are using the पंचामृत, वो पंच महाभूतों की शांति के लिए हो जाता है. आपके पंच प्राण, पंच वायु और पंच महाभूत, उसी से संतुष्टि होती है उनकी. सो अगर आप पंचामृत भी चढ़ाते हो, दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली ब्यूटीफुल. धन धान्य की जरूरत है तो आप शुगर केन का जूस चढ़ा सकते हो. सो देयर इज अ लिस्ट ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच वी हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड लास्ट टाइम. सो अगर आप देखना चाहो तो वो लिस्ट फिर से प्रोवाइड कर दिया जाएगा. सो एवरीबॉडी कैन गेट आउट ऑफ इट, लाइक यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम इट एंड यूज इट एज पर योर डिजायर्स एंड विशेस. देन मेक श्योर इस मंत्र में जहां पे ये मंत्र की व्याख्या की गई, वेर एवर दिस मंत्र हैज बीन डिस्कस्ड, there is one requirement that you have to fulfill. Requirement is very simple. जब भी ये मंत्र पढ़ते हो, कुछ ना कुछ मिष्ठान, something sweet should be kept in front of Shiva. This is the only one rule for this. वो चाहे घर में कुछ नहीं है तो शुगर भी रख दो तो भी चलेगा, but something sweet should be there. मधुपाक, something sweet should be there in front of the Shiva whenever you are chanting this mantra. और मुझे जितना पता है, कोई तो मिर्ची भाजी तो खिलाते नहीं होंगे भगवान को, कैसे भी मिष्ठान ही रखते होंगे. तो जो मिष्ठान रखते हो, whatever sweet it is, you can keep it in front of it. See, when I am putting this, the next thing, it is not necessarily to be followed. That is, अगर मिष्ठान सफेद हो तो, if the sweet is white in color, it's more beautiful, but does not matter. आप गुलाब जामुन रखोगे तो मीठा नहीं है बोल के शिव नहीं बोलेगा. ओके, बट द ओनली थिंग इज देयर शुड बी समथिंग स्वीट शुड बी देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ इट. माला किस पे करनी है? रुद्राक्ष के ऊपर माला करनी है. हु कैन डू इट? एनीवन कैन डू इट. एज रेस्ट्रिक्शन टेकन अवे. because we have a young sadhak in this room, what to do? So we have to adjust him also. So we ask Shiva, can a 12-year-old do it? Can an 11-year-old do it? Do it. So he can do it. And I think all of you are above that only, right? नहीं, अगर उससे भी कम है तो 5 साल का बच्चा भी कर सकता है, सो डोंट वरी. नहीं, अभी उषा जी बोले तो फिर मैं क्या करूं, तुम 11 साल के बोल रहे हो. नहीं, 5 साल के ऊपर वाले भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So now we will chant the mantra, the two mantras, 108 times twice. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, and then Namah Shivayi, Namah Shivayi, Namah Shivayi. That becomes the mantra of Parvati. So I need 2 volunteers because I have been speaking for a long time. अगर कोई 2 वॉलंटियर लेके पहले आप 108 बार सिर्फ नमः शिवाय कर लो, उसके बाद दूसरा कोई है जो नमः शिवाय कर ले. So 2 hands please. And in the meantime, okay, so we have Kartikeya and Vidyaji. Very good. Thank you so much. We have already found 2. All the other people, sit under the Kalpavriksha now. Close your eyes and chant it along with that. Zaruri nahi hai ki you will chant it outside. The chant should reverberate within you. Okay? If everyone is ready, please just show me the thumb on the screen. I will see because few people are on my screen. Okay, very good. Sunil ji, 2 तरीके से ready है. So he's saying both. Yes, I'm all ready and set. Okay. So I believe like everyone is. Considering that, please close your eyes. So Vidya ji, you will start with Namah Shivaya, and Kartikeya, you will chant Namah Shivayi. Is it clear? Okay, so please unmute Vidya ji. So ये आपको clear है ना विद्या जी? Okay. Thank you, Kartik. Vidya ji, can you please check? I'm not able to hear your voice.
My voice is not audible?
Yeah, now it is. Might be you have to keep it a little closer.
Okay.
Manaji, is it Chidvilaja is asking that it is Nama or Namaha?
It is Namah Shivaya. Namaha नहीं है ये, Namah Shivaya है. So Namah Shivayi, Namah Shivaya. लेकिन यहाँ पे शिवाय है, शिवाई है, शिवा नहीं है. नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय. And don't worry, this is not the mantra. This is the preparation of the mantra. Okay, so Vidya ji, are you clear on this?
Yes, Mother.
Okay, so all the other, please sit in your mudra as you sit in the space when you meditate. आप ध्यान में जैसे बैठते हो उस भांति बैठ जाओ सरलता रूप से. And let the work be done by Vidya ji and Kartikeya. And I will be the observer of it. Thank you for the help. So Vidya ji, please start. All the others, please close your eyes. Vidya ji, please start.
Yes. Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya. One more time, Mahadev, right?
108 done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So now, Karthik, please unmute, and your mantra should be Namah Shivaya. Now,
Sure.
one more thing before we move, everyone, if you can just open your eyes once and look at me. Now, this time, whether you say like the mantra that we are chanting, okay, does this has an impact? Does it really attract the cosmic rays? Does it really attract the cosmic powers or not? उसको जानने के लिए एक छोटा सा प्रयोग करते हैं. What you will do is, throughout the chanting that Kartikeya is going to do, all you have to do is this time your hands will be open like this. कोई ऐसा पूरा flat करके रखने की जरूरत नहीं. Just a little bit, like in your comfortable pace. If you have something to keep your hands on, you can keep it on that also, no problem. Or else just keep your closer to your body and just open it hands. Just हाथ थोड़ा खुला रखना है towards the upper part of it, and close your eyes. And now let us see whether that chanting is creating a vibration or not. Is it pulling the frequency from the cosmic energy or not? And what happens to your hands, you will realize now. Are we all set? Please keep your hands open like this, a little bit up, might be towards like between your heart chakra and your throat chakra, just something like that, a little bit up. Now what's okay? So Karthik, please begin. Others, please close your eyes.
Sure. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya.
So thank you, Karthik. So now you all can open your eyes for a moment. So when you are keeping the hands like this, how many of you felt sensations in it? It's like very simply something is moving, and for some people you might feel that something is falling on it actually. It is constantly like dripping something on your hands, and that vibration that you actually can see or experience is something so amazing. So similarly, the same thing can be felt on your Brahmarandra. Might be it takes a little bit of more practice, but the same sensations that you are having in your hands will have the same thing. Can you see a simple chanting, how it, if you look at a microscopic view, you can actually see a frequency is changing your molecular structures. And that's the power of mantras. So now, please close your eyes. I will just tell you the simplest of the mantra that can manifest the greatest of the desires, just like Shiva. The simpler he is, the amazing he is at the same time. So now there are two mantras. Yet I will suggest one out of that. I'm just giving you both the mantras so that you, for the records, it will be there for the future use someday. But one I will suggest for you. So one mantra goes as Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namaha. As simple as that. Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namah. Means here, as we understood how Shiva is the Kalpavriksha, we are connecting to Shiva through that mantra. Yet, there is a simpler mantra than that as well, which I would suggest for all of us. ये थोड़ा complicated लगता है, तो इससे भी सरल दे देते हैं. Then, the simplest of the mantra would be Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha. Here, this mantra is actually a typical way of doing this sadhana for the Kalpavriksha mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha. आप ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय कर चुके हो, ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय कर चुके हो, ये ओम नमः भगवते शिवाय स्वाहा. मतलब शिव जो कल्प वृक्ष है, मैं उसी को सब कुछ समर्पित कर दे रहा हूं. All my desires, even I'm surrendering to you. Now it's your duty to fulfill it. और दूसरे तरीके से देखा जाए तो मैं अपने सारे इच्छाओं का स्वाहा कर दे रहा हूं. Like I just give it away. Now you decide. So there should not be, what does that indicate? There should not be any more desire of mine except the desires that you create. And when you are also thinking in the same lines of creation, it's like flowing with the water, flowing with the stream, going in alignment with the cosmic creation. Then everything happens. Yet, now you choose. I have given both the mantras. Either of it is good. दो में से कोई एक कर दो, दो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Either you do the Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namah और Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha. रावण और उनको जो मंत्र दिया गया था, even to Banasur, he was also given the same mantra, Om Namo Shivaya Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha. This mantra was given even to the rishis. So you can choose this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha, or you can simply chant the other mantra, Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namah. It is also talking the same way. Om Namah Shivaya, जो मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है, सब तेरा है. कल्पवृक्षाय नमः, जो कल्पवृक्ष के स्वरूप में है, मैं उसी को सब कुछ दे देता हूं और नमन करता हूं. So any one of this, I will be posting both the mantras. You choose whichever is feasible. वो होता है ना, एक मंत्र के प्रति आपकी जागरूकता और मंत्र के प्रति आपकी इच्छा, means your liking towards that mantra. So either of this is fine. और मुझे ये मैसेज नहीं आना चाहिए कि मैं दोनों कर सकता हूं क्या. अगर दोनों कर रहा है तो आपका है. I don't have any problem with that. So you choose whatever you want to do. So is it clear? The two mantras, I will just say once more. Om Namah Shivaya Kalpavrikshaya Namah. 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 और Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Swaha. 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 So these are the two mantras you have to do on the chanting on the Rudraksh Mala, sitting in your regular puja place. And only rule to this is something sweet should be kept in front of Shiva. And at the end, once you are done with the entire thing, उसको शिव को समर्पित कर दो. That whatever I chanted, I also give it to you. ताकि मेरा मन के अंदर की जो इच्छा है वो भी तेरे, और जो मैं जाप करके जिसका फल भी जो मिले वो भी तेरा. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं भी तेरा. Then what is left of me that I have to keep? Let all be yours, and then leave it and let him do his work. Okay? So thank you so much for your time. I exactly wanted to complete it at 8 and it's 7:59 in my watch. Perfect. Now see, just the moment you saw the 8, you came into the creation mode again. Females, yes, the same thing appears for female. Everybody can do that. No gender biased, except during your cycles. Please don't do that sitting on your asan or in your puja place. मानसिक रूप में कर सकते हो. ठीक है? So that's it. थैंक यू सो मच. और श्रावण का ये पावन महीने के साथ शिव जैसा कल्प वृक्ष आपके गृह में लग जाए, आपके मन के अंदर स्थित हो जाए और आप स्वयं एक कल्प वृक्ष बन जाओ. यही हमारी कामना है, यही हमारी इच्छा है और यही हमारा आशीर्वाद है सबको कि मे यू ऑल बी ब्लेस्ड विद दैट डिवाइन ग्रेस. मे यू ऑल बी ब्लेस्ड ऑन दैट पाथ. मे यू ऑल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ एज शिवा द कल्प वृक्ष. टिल वी मीट अगेन, टिल देन, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. हर हर महादेव. शिव शंभो शंकर. May you all be blessed with the